I feel like I need to make the chair shorter.
Can you come down a little bit?
No, I'm done. That's it. That's as short as it goes.
That's fine.
Maybe I don't know. I I put my camera basically right where it is on the after hours show usually. So, oh God, I just burped.
Boy,
We're starting off great here.
I'm going through my two wheel.
I
Oh,
was gonna
also,
I was gonna work on some stuff, but I got to keep all this stuff kind of in front of me,
oh, are
so I'm
we
not like,
live?
yeah, we're live.
Okay, hold on a second. So I this is the my starter for my go-kart, and I picked it up today. Like I bought it used off a guy, and I think I'm gonna put a 4-cell lipo on it and see if it'll run it, because it uses a 12-volt like uh, battery like you would use on a starter box, like the old ones.
Yeah.
So I was gonna try to put a 4-cell lipo on it and see if it runs it.
No.
So it's lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Just trick it
Is that,
out.
are there any rules against that?
No, no. You only start it. You start it and then take the starter off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard,
Yeah.
is it just me or is the YouTube stream not as clear as the Riverside stream?
Yes, that is the case.
What a bummer.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was really
'Cause
hoping to. I was really hoping to highlight that.
it's like super clear on the Riverside app on the computer, but then I'm on YouTube too, looking at it, and it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, me too. I can see it.
Oh well, it is a podcast, right? Like it's supposed to be, as long as it sounds good.
Yeah.
It does sound good.
Yeah. So so as you can see, I'm remote from the home base. I decided we were going to try to do more of these, so I didn't have to drive basically from Bennington, Omaha. Bennington, Omaha. That doesn't make any sense. From Bennington all the way to Omaha, which is about 20 miles each direction. So we're gonna try this out. We got Will on. We got me. This is the Hobbyplex show. How's it going?
Doing well, thanks.
As always, Hobbytown Hobbyplex manager, race director. Me, Alex Sturgeon. It's weird. I'm in a different room, so now I don't know how to start the show.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I remember the first. Well, it's kind of old hat for me being at home,
Yeah.
But oh man, I dropped a titanium screw. You gotta hang on to those.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
What happened this weekend? We got the Masters of Dirt, a race that I really, really, really want to go back to. And Emerson and I were both talking about it. We're thinking about going to it next year.
Yeah, I want to go.
It's just nice. It's like you're on the beach. Pretty much all the hotels are right there on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And the track's not that far away, and the track's really nice, and the pit areas are really nice, and they do a lot of fun things during the weekend. So, and it's a little bit different race. They don't do AAA mains. They do these 10-minute long main events, and then in the expert stock and the mod classes, they combine the scores from those three races to determine who's the master of dirt.
Who is the master of dirt now?
Let's see, Brennan Schimmel in the stock classes, and
Yeah, that goes without saying. That guy's been winning like everything.
dude, and then Spencer Rivkin in the mod class.
Nice. So who is Dakota was there, huh?
Yeah, Dakota was there. Dustin Evans is a previous Masters of Dirt champ. Let's see. My wife's here. Hey,
Oh.
how's it going? I didn't feel like driving, so we're doing it remote.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and you're interrupting.
Hey Gretchen.
She goes away.
Oh.
She's gonna be mad at me. Why did you say that? Let's see. Masters of Dustin Evans, I believe, is the previous champ. Kyle Goff is last year's, I think, in stock.
Yeah.
AJ Marasco, I think, won the year that I was there in 2020,
Yeah.
and Dustin Evans was the winner that year in mod.
Dustin Evans has won it a lot of years.
Yeah, I think he's doubled up a couple times.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean he's been the master of dirt for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he won the year I was there, and I think he won the previous year. I think he was a back to back.
Yeah.
So.
So do they use mod two wheel buggy, mod 4-wheel buggy, and mod stadium
Mod truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, if it was only based off mod truck, I would probably be the master of dirt.
You would be the master of dirt.
Mm-hmm. There can be only one.
There could be only one.
I'd hold like a sword up like Zelda or like a Link and get like struck by lightning, you know.
I think the year I was there, they had like a sword. Like
Really?
Like I believe the award was the Master of Dirt award was a sword. So, the first place awards were just the cool trophy. It's been it's an MX trophy type deal.
Yeah.
We had Nate Sutherland go down there, and I want to highlight how he did. Some just in the results here. In two-wheel drive, he finished 7th. In 13.5 four-wheel drive, he finished 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the other one? Would have been truck, right? 13.5 stadium truck. They got the sponsor listings in front of the name, so it's kind of...
Oh, yeah, like it's like Protect Stadium Truck or something.
Yeah. In stadium truck, he finished 10th.
Okay.
So, best finish was 2nd in 13.5. And that makes sense because Nate's really good at four-wheel.
Oh,
in
yeah.
anything, in mod and stock, so...
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. But Templeman was there. We've raced with him a few times this year. Brendan Schimmel, of course, was the overall master of dirt and stock. And then in mod, you had Dakota winning four-wheel and Dustin Evans winning truck again. I think one of my better videos on YouTube from when we went to the Masters of Dirt was the truck main.
Mm-hmm.
I got the whole thing from a really good angle, and I got Dustin's like last corner pass on Dakota. It was crazy. Spencer Rivkin finished 2nd in that one though, and I believe 3rd in four-wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And then in mod two-wheel, Rivkin won it. So that's kind of how he was able to get that, was just the most consistent driver out of that. Dakota Fenn finished 2nd in mod, and then Tater Sontag finished 3rd.
That's actually really good for him.
Dude, that is really good. He's getting fast again. He's always been fast, but it'll be fun to see the consistency. Is a lot of these younger kids now, I think they're starting to run only mod. I saw, was it Matty G, Davey Bada, Tater, of course Tom. A couple of these guys, run expert stock every once in a while, but a lot of them are starting to focus more on mod. You see Dominic Passione was in mod two-wheel drive, made the main, finished 7th.
Well, that's where they should be running,
So
I think.
that's
If I'm
pretty
running
crazy.
mod, they should be running mod,
Yeah. Alan Horn wins another 40+ main at the Master of Dirt.
Dude, like that
Man.
it just always comes together for him,
Yeah. Chris Van Air. I never met him. Was your TQ though. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know. I mean, for the INS championship, I'm pretty sure it comes down to he and I, unless we both blow out really bad and Dunbar holds on to that lead he's got. So
Yeah. I don't know, but this guy has a 2-point lead in truck. So
yeah. we'll see how that goes. Okay,
I-
speaking of that,
I asked the Magic 8 Ball at work that's on this guy's desk if I was going to win the overall in INS 13.5 truck, and it said yes. So I got that going for me.
preparation, man. We just need to prepare for it. I can't believe it's only a month, almost a month away.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely wrenching and getting back in the swing of things. I'm getting tires ordered, and I'm probably gonna race again on Friday. So
I'm gonna have my 4-wheel drive on Friday finally. My
you
my
should
my my Losi car.
you should have your 2 wheel.
My electronics for the 2-wheeler and my carpet car.
Take them out. You need a speed
Uh,
control? I got speed controls. What do you
yeah,
need?
I don't want to run radio speed controllers.
Do you want
No
to run
offense.
a hobby wing?
I mean, yeah, that's. So I bought a truck.
Yeah.
It's supposed to show up tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a speed controller in it, a stock speed controller. So the plan is to take that ESC and put it in Emerson's 2-wheel drive buggy. Take Emerson's 2-wheel drive buggy ESC, which is one of my G2s,
Mm-hmm.
and put it back in my two-wheel drive mod car, so I can get some practice in before we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
So it could be an after-hours project.
Yeah. Get it ready so I have somebody to race with on Friday.
Yeah, I'll try. It's pretty sure I have a servo, so I think that'd be
Need
the
a
only
ser-
thing I really need.
Need a servo? I'll give you a servo.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
I
I'm
got
gonna
like
be all right.
I got a pile of them over there. So
Did you see the signups? So the signups opened for the last INS race at Desert at Hobby Action.
yeah.
And
Yep.
did you see all the European drivers that are going to be there because the Worlds are going to be held there? So now they're going to go.
I heard they're all signed up, but I didn't want to look.
There's a lot
Like-
like the entire X-ray team looks like for 10 scale. Bruno Coelho signed up. Martin Bayer. A whole bunch of other names that I sort of recognize. Ciccarello signed up for 40 plus again. Let's see. And then I was told, I've been told that maybe the Associated European team is going to be there too.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So
That'd be really cool.
you know, I kind of wondered if the last race was going to be as big as the Hoosier one,
Yeah.
and it still might. I mean, if you're going to get that many, you know, a lot of the guys that probably would have signed up for it were at the Masters of Dirt race too.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we'll see those guys get signed up for it as well.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to it. Emerson's very much looking forward to it. It's kind of fun seeing him sort of get what's the word?
Like amped up. Like
Yeah, kind
psyched
of.
out. Yeah. Psyched up.
He's ready to go. He's
Yeah.
he's really getting into it again, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't have to
We
worry
got-
about. I know I don't have to worry about beating him though at the finals. So if he beats me, that's fine. For points, you know.
Yeah. We're going to take the truck I ordered. We're going to put the best parts of both trucks into one truck.
Oh, there you go.
So this truck I got has Kashima shocks on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely going to put those on, and it's got a couple other aluminum pieces that I just want to throw on for durability's sake.
Yeah.
And we already switched over to Yokomo ball cups, so hopefully
Why though?
because we've had ball cups pop off in the last 3 races he's raced in.
You need to get titanium ball studs.
Yeah, you said that.
They fit the ball cup better. You need new ball cups and titanium ball studs and never look back. Like they just fit better because I think they're held to a little bit higher tolerance. So they like when you build them new, like they're tight and they don't bind.
Right.
I know other people that have tried putting Yokomo ball cups and ball studs and whatever on just the Yokomo ball cups on their associated cars. They always
Yeah.
bind. They always bind really bad.
I looked for that. Ours aren't binding at all. not one bit.
Yeah.
I made sure to look for that when you put them on,
Mhm.
and even after the last week that he raced, they're still silky smooth. And when you do the suspension, they don't touch the end of the cups at all. I was worried
They
about that.
they don't?
Uh-uh.
Okay. On buggy I thought they did.
My guess is that maybe they were older,
Mhm.
so they were a different set because these are like uh, a brand new pair. They're HD something somethings.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
maybe.
I think they're different.
Okay.
Either way, Emerson really wanted to do it, and I'm like, if that gives him a little bit of peace of mind, then I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, if it gives them some confidence. We
Yeah.
got special ball cups on this. Take the outside, like what is it? That
Days of
movie
Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Days of
Yeah.
Thunder. Yeah, that's perfect.
Mhm.
Let's talk about this weekend.
Okay.
So, brand new racetrack. I started the track Sunday, so the track was closed last Sunday, and I got a lot of dirt moved that night. I was really happy with where I was, knowing that I couldn't do anything on Monday. So my stepfather passed away a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now,
Mhm.
on the 7th. What's today? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Wow. And his service was on that Monday, so I couldn't do anything. And Emerson's birthday was on Monday.
Mhm.
So I didn't, and it was his 16th birthday. If it was his 15th birthday, maybe I would have been like, I'm gonna work on the track so we can get it done.
Cake
But
and ice cream later.
yeah,
Cake and ice cream at the track while I'm working.
we're talking about his 16th birthday.
Mhm.
So I basically just took that day off, and then it was really crunch time Tuesday and Wednesday, and I put the pipe down Thursday night.
Mhm.
So I worked all day in the store, then closed, then I went down there and put the pipe down, and it was ready for Friday. Um, I like it. I mean, it's a fun track. There's a couple things I need to tweak, and I knew that going in, so I just wanted to get the track done so we could race Friday. The Friday night crowd's not near as picky, so I wasn't really that worried about it. And we had 46. Actually, we had more than that. We had like 49 entries on Friday. A couple of them went home early, so I took them out of the. It was all the Plex Speckers. They do that sometimes. So I took them out. But Friday was a lot of fun. I thought Friday was a good night.
Mhm.
It was loud. Lots of kids around screaming at the top of their lungs. Somebody plugged up the toilet. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
That's for true.
yeah. So, and I think you know what I think it is because somebody plugged up the toilet on Saturday too.
Yeah.
I think some kids were throwing shit down the toilet.
Really like shit
Not
or
poo, like just
oh,
stuff. Like
yeah.
they were throwing non perishable stuff down the toilet.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened. So
Yeah. Could
we'll
be.
have to we'll have to talk about that next Friday or this
Yeah.
Friday.
So like on Friday when I was running the races while you were racing, like stock slash or whatever, there's this kid that come in to get his transponder for Plex back, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm really nervous. I'm racing some really good guys in the next one." I was like, "Yeah, man, it only gets tougher from here, Like, I mean, it's every race, right? Like,
Yeah, well,
so like
there was a couple new
I
people.
yeah, I remember when I was first starting out, I used to get nervous about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, man, races some really good guys in two-wheel drive short course, and it's like Kevin Lesack or like people that, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
about beating him now, but I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of funny.
We had 28 Plex Speckers, so one of the more successful nights we've had in a little while. We've had some Fridays in the summertime that had a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and the last month or so it's been a little light. But it was refreshing to have that many people there running Plex Spec. So
Oh yeah, we had like 4 heats or 5 heats.
we did 4 heats, and then we had 3 mains.
Okay, yeah, we had some people drop out before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just going over the results here. Cody Berwick, he's got a 2-wheel drive buggy. He was running a Typhon for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the latest one to kind of jump on board. get a 2-wheel drive buggy, and he's won Plex Spec the last 2 nights now. So I think he's going to be looking to move up to independent buggy as we get more turnout.
Nice.
Ricky Kinzer was second. He had a horrible qualifier. He missed his first qualifier, and then ended up putting in a good one. He was running a Typhon as well. If I had a kid in Plex Spec, I think a Typhon would be a really good car
Oh yeah, definitely durable.
because it's durable. And then you can just fit 8-scale buggy tires on it. So there's already pre-mounted like 8-scale buggy tires
Well,
that
yeah.
work.
Yeah, and you get a guy to give you some freebies or something. Dig some trash tires out.
Yeah, yeah,
Be good
exactly.
enough. Yeah.
Exactly. Michael Hall finished third. Jason Norris, he's running an RB10. He did really well to finish fourth. Chris Kinzer was fifth. Nick Chadwell was sixth. Ryan Nemec was seventh, and Jackson Ertel. Yeah, Jackson Ertel. That's Dane Gangler's
Like his
nephew or something, or his girlfriend's kid.
I thought it was his girlfriend's kid.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was up there, both in all of his qualifiers too. He's doing really well.
Yeah, that was like the third time he raced. Like Dane was like really proud of him.
Yeah. In e-buggy, so we're starting to see more e-buggies now, just because it is now more of an 8-scale style racetrack, and some of these guys are getting their stuff kind of worked in for the upcoming Techno Series race.
Mm-hmm.
Dane Gangler took the win in that one. John Haas was second. Steve Wall was third. Dylan Haas was fourth, and Chad Irwin came up and finished fifth. They were all within a couple laps from one another. After 8 minutes, we ran an 8-minute main.
Mm-hmm.
2-wheel drive buggy. You had you broke your buggy right before the start, so you ended up running your truck that you hadn't ran all night. I don't even think you practiced. I don't even think you practiced with it.
No, I haven't run it since the summer series. No, since 2 summer series ago, because I didn't have to race it the last one.
Yeah.
So I literally like threw it out there. I had it sitting there charged because I was gonna run it, and like I broke an inner front ball stud mount, like this thing, that one specifically. I broke that off, and in practice before the main, I was like, I need this race, and so I ran in and I was gonna try to fix it, and I was going through my boxes and I couldn't find that mount. I was like, I know I have them. But I can't find it. And then it ended up being a bag in another part of my hauler bag. And so I was like, well, I'll just grab my truck. I mean, the tires of my truck might have been like 3 months old. And I just put 1 round of TDK on them and just like brought it out. And man, that thing was really loose.
I was gonna say, it looked a little loose.
Yeah, it was floating all over the place.
Dalton Conrad with his buggy was right there behind you the whole time, basically.
Oh yeah, no, he drove a great race. Like honestly, that's like a really great equalizer. Like I should have to race with really old, like terrible tires, and and like he gets to race with his stuff until he beats me really bad. And then like once he gets to the point he beats me, then I can run good tires.
Well, the plan was, so what I had done, because I had ran a couple Fridays with my 2-wheel drive, because Tommy was there, we wanted to run together, is I basically started a lap down.
Yeah.
So, I would qualify with a 14, and some of the guys, I think were only qualified with like a 12-lap run. So, so I had whoever was running the races, I had them delete my first lap. Just to make it interesting, make it fun for these guys to see if they can keep me from catching them. Yeah. And that was going to be the plan, and then that happened, and I'm like, well, we'll just see what happens, and that's what happened. It ended up being a really good race down to the wire.
Yeah, it came down to like the last corner.
Yeah.
Well, and like so he Dalton actually passed me straight up. Like he got around me, and I got around him again. I kind of dunked on him a little bit, and then coming around one spot where he tried to pass me, and I just like totally just like turned like right in on him. I was trying to keep him behind me, and it was side by side, and he ended up waiting. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And uh, like I'm not gonna tell you not to wait. So we could keep racing, and then I ended up. I don't remember where I passed him again, because I know he got around me again, and I think I got him back one more time, like with a lap to go.
It was fun. It was a good way to get those
That's
guys.
that's what
Um,
Family Friday off road is supposed to be. And you know what? Like I bet Dalton's like, man, I was like right there with Will, you know.
yeah.
So
Jake Conrad, speaking of good run, he was a busy man because he had two kids in Plex Spec and then Dalton, and he was able to race himself too. So got third. Anthony Santee was fourth, and Cody Berwick was fifth, and then Alex Eichler was sixth. Um, it's cool to see some of these guys I've been letting race Plex Spec on Fridays too, just because it's I want them to get the track time. I want them to enjoy coming on Fridays.
mm-hmm.
And you can see both Cody and Alex actually qualified better in their independent race than they did in their Plex Spec race.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of Slash Spec? There was only three of us. And
Dude.
Have you seen Slash Spec since we started racing it?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
That was definitely like the roughest I'd ever seen that.
Yeah, I
I couldn't believe like all the cars were running at the end. Honestly,
it's
like
and
I'm
it's
dead serious. If you're looking for a car to start out with, like that stock
Slash.
slash, man, that thing is so durable. Like
It's
that, like you guys racing is a testament to the durability of that car.
it's it's more fun with more trucks,
Mm-hmm.
because you've got more targets to aim for.
Oh yeah.
But whatever. We gotta have a driver's meeting though and simmer down some of the head-on stuff.
Yeah. Like you have to have a regular drivers meeting, and then all right, stock slash drivers meeting. Come
I think
on over.
I think like pit maneuvers are fine, uh,
Like
turn in,
yeah.
but the head-on stuff, dude, I've been hit a few times head-on, and I'm like, I'm surprised my stuff isn't broken either.
So like the thing is you have to sell it as like a race to somebody that might want to race that class. Me
Well,
watching that class, I don't want to run it.
what sucks
At
is
all.
we're gonna get somebody from like Hobby Haven or NDRC to come up and race stock slash, not knowing what they're getting into.
Oh yeah, it's just a Catalina wine mixer.
So
You know?
yeah. So we might have to tone it down just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the finish was Anthony Santee, 7 at 5:33.8, me 7 at 5:34.4, and Steve 7 at 5:35.0.
Yeah, they're always really close because you guys like knock the crap out of each other for like 5 minutes, and then the last lap, you guys are like, okay, let's try to get to the line first.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why don't you just
Exactly.
run like a one lap race?
It's basically just 5 minutes of demo derby, and then the last 30 seconds, you're like, we better go actually try to win the race.
Yeah, because I even said that on the microphone. I was like, all right, if I was Steve Wall, I would definitely try to get to the line now. Like,
Yeah. And then we've had an E-Truggy class. These guys, again, kind of getting them tuned in. Dane Gangler with the win. Logan Prismanis was second. John Haas was third. And Steve Wall was fourth. I got to say, E-Truggies, for some reason, look so big to me now. Is it
because
just
the bodies are small?
right? It's just because of the small, skinny bodies, though, right? It's not the actual size of the truck that's changed.
That's what I'd have to guess.
We had, oh geez, where am I at here? There we go. This thing is being annoying. Come on, phone. Stop screwing around. There we go. So we had 49 entries for Friday night. Then we had 67 entries for the Carpet Off-Road Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. That's I think last week was 72. And I mentioned it once while we were racing. I'm like, we have a whole bunch of people that weren't here last week, and a whole bunch of people that aren't here this week. If we get all of those people at once, like we could easily have, 100 entries.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah.
I always used to say that at races at the Lincoln track when we'd race stock slash, because there's a few
Mhm.
times that we had like 60 stock slashes, but if we had everybody that had one show up at one time, we'd have had 80.
Yeah. We could get one of those magic days here soon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So just real quick, we had a good turnout. We had lower mains in expert stock, independent stock, and 13.5 four-wheel drive. No trucks though. We had one. Tyler Fleming showed up with a truck, and that was it.
Yeah. I asked him if he wanted to race truck, and he's like, "Oh, I don't think there's enough." And I was just kind of looking around because there was a guy practicing with one, and I think he left.
Yeah.
But
So we ran expert stock first. We had to kind of move some stuff around to get the marshalling situation better. So I moved Plex back up a little bit in the order. A lot of those kids are pretty good marshals anyway, so I didn't worry too much about it. But this one, Riley and Emerson were definitely the two fastest stock buggies the last 2 weeks, really. And Riley got the TQ, but Emerson got his first win.
really,
And I was really proud of him. He drove a really good race. I told him in qualifying, I said, the only way you're going to be able to keep up with Riley is if you don't crash at all. And there's the track that we had set up had a double. I've made a couple new jumps this year, and I've tried to make some of them a little lower so they can be used in a few more places without causing any visibility issues. And there was this. If you nailed it, it was really fast. You would basically jump in almost to the face of this taller double, and then you downside it.
mm-hmm.
And Emerson was really working on that early in the morning, and then he was really working on that during qualifying. But he crashed there 3 times in both races, and so that was the difference between him having any shot at the overall TQ. Riley just didn't wreck hardly at all during the qualifiers. You had, but Emerson didn't crash at all in the main, so I guess it was there when it counted. So Riley finished second. TJ Williams from the 6th spot. He had a fast car all day. He just crashed a lot too. And it kind of goes back to what I've been saying for ever since we started racing carpet off-road is it's so hard to run 5 or 6 minutes without crashing on carpet. I can't do it. Not yet.
Yeah.
We've been trying for 6 years. I have a hard time not crashing at least once.
I know one guy that can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've done it. You've been able to do it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just everything's happened so fast, and you're right on the edge all the time.
Yeah. It's like you have to build a car that kind of pushes.
Yeah. Yep. Mike Sanders was 4th. Joe Schnoes was 5th. Trevor Moss, John Berding, and Josh McMullen finished out in expert stock. 2-wheel mod was next. Alex Vanderbeek came back from his tough finish last week to take the win in this one.
Mm-hmm.
He really stepped it up. Like his car was good, but it was really good in the main. Caden Berding also did the same thing. Last week was kind of a dumpster fire for some of us, and he came back to get second. And then I finished 3rd. Ethan Delaire was your TQ. He and I were going back and forth. Ethan's car looked very unhappy. It looked to be honest with you, he crashed more than I've ever seen him crash on carpet before.
Oh,
So-
I wonder if his tires are getting blown out or something.
Yeah, I don't know. After the race, he said his car was lurching to one side, so that probably didn't help matters any.
Skipped a tooth on the servo, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I couldn't catch Caden when I was free and clear for a while. I was trying my best to catch up to Caden and just couldn't do it. He was gone. So
Yeah.
and Daniel Bender, he decided he's going to race mod this year
Yeah.
and finished sixth, but a few laps down. But I think that's good for him. The only thing that I would be worried about is just getting out of the way all the time.
Yeah.
If you're that many laps down and you got guys like Alex Vanderbeek who are come up to you so fast, and you got to keep moving over. I just feel like, hopefully that doesn't take the fun out of it for him.
Yeah. It's running those classes are only fun if you can hang, but how do you get used to driving those classes to hang if you don't run them?
Yeah, you got to do
You
it.
know?
So, Plex Spec was next. Cody Haida picked up a win. He pretty much got the lead from the start and just kind of stayed there, and that was really fun to watch. A lot of dodging and dipping and diving and dodging in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Sanders finished second, and then Eric Jarman, he was your TQ, still finished in the top three. Alex Eichler was his first day ever on the carpet, and he qualified fourth and he finished fourth. I think he likes it. Sounded like he did. So he's going to be there every other week, I think.
Yeah.
And then Isabella McMullen was fifth. Elliot Dallaire, Lakota Clancy, and Max Camp. Max Camp is another one. Max ran the Plex Spec B main. No, he didn't. Sorry. He ran the independent buggy B main. No, what did he do? Independent buggy C main. Then he bumped to the B, and then he ran his Plex Spec A main, and that was really, it was his second day there, but his first full day, because he broke his car really early last week. So that was pretty cool, and I think he broke a servo finally, but that's one of those deals that that'll go away with more time on carpet. Just stop running into stuff as much.
Yeah.
The mini mod main was next, and I won that one. My car's really good. It was kind of nice just to go out there and drive.
Do you have guys that race minis on Tuesday nights that also come on Saturdays?
A few of them, yeah. Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do they only race minis?
No. John Haas, Chris Haida, Dylan Haas. They'll come out on a Tuesday. Chris Haida comes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor was there, but he didn't feel like running 5 classes, so he didn't run his.
John Haas is one guy that's definitely I've noticed is getting better.
Oh yeah, yep,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
He's putting some time in.
So I should have won last week too, but Andrew Thomas wasn't there this week, and he won last week. But he and I were racing for the win, and there was somebody stuck on the straightaway, and so I went around him, and my car was on the outside and just got into the fuzzy stuff, and just slid right into the wall at the end of the straightaway. And come to find out, I broke a shock tower, a top plate, and an A-arm on my Mini.
Oh, wow.
From that. So
Impressive.
That was tough. Yeah, I know. But I got it fixed. I put a Hot Racing metal top plate on mine now.
Mm-hmm.
So that ain't happening again. I'll break other stuff. So, but that felt good. My minis are fun, dude. When they're working like they're supposed to, minis are a blast. It's just when you pop off a stupid ball cup or have a steering issue.
Yeah. Minis are definitely not known for their durability.
No, they're not. That's part of the challenge, really.
On our track, at least. I remember
Yeah.
at the old Lincoln track, they used to be pretty durable, but you never get them running very fast, you know?
Right, yeah. Independent two-wheel drive A main, TJ Williams took the win in this one, and then Josh McMullen from the bump spot finished second.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Schnoes finished third. Another good start from the 5 to the 3. Trevor Moss was fourth. Cody Mosier was fifth. Ronnie Wint was sixth. Connor Hausch and then Eric Jarman was eighth. And if I remember right, there was a close race for third between Joe and Trevor, but that was man. I guess Cody and Ronnie at the end. Something happened at the end of a race. Maybe it's the last race. 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. 4-wheel drive. Caden Berding got the win. Sanders was second. John Berding was third. Trevor Moss was fourth. So because we don't really have a mod 4-wheel drive class, you're going to see some more of these mod guys running 13.5.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan Delaire was one of them. So he got the TQ, but I think something happened to his car with like 30 seconds left to go,
Mm-hmm.
and ended up fifth. Corey Tannehill, Joe Snows, Connor Hausch was the finishing order in that one. But Caden had a really fast car. I don't know if Ethan would have won anyways, because Caden's car was really, really quick. He's got that kind of figured out. It's gonna be tough because like Peevler wasn't there this week. I'm gonna try to get mine going for this weekend because we're going to Arizona. That's gonna be my third drop for 4-wheel drive, so I have to get my 4-wheel drive ready for this weekend. So, and then just a shout out. So, this is how my week has gone. Okay, so Sunday, I worked on the track all day. Monday off, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, I was there pretty much from like 11 o'clock till 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. And then Thursday, I was there till like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning because I had to put the pipe down. Friday, I got there to finish some stuff I had to do on the track, and then I was there until we were done racing. Well, so Saturday, after the races were over, I had to go out and I had to work on the dirt oval. So, got the dirt oval ready, and they rewarded my effort with 70 entries.
Wow, that's pretty good.
It's really good. And that, what's cool about that is a couple of years ago, I think we were only getting like maybe 30 entries for a dirt oval day.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was kind of a bummer. And we were even maybe discussing just not running it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next year, it came back and we were doing, 60 to 80 every single week. So we're right in that realm, right in the average, basically. So that's good. Because, I mean, the dirt oval wasn't really hard to get ready. It's just that, you got to combat the condensation drip all the time for the oval.
Yeah.
Like the off-road, I can kind of look up and I can kind of gauge, maybe I can put a corner on the outside of where the drip is at, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the dirt oval, you can't do that. It's a dirt oval. So I'm constantly filling in the little lines that develop so you get that washboard effect from the ceiling drip. And but I think I figured out a way to do it now with the tractor that I figured it out at the end of last season, and I should be able to make it pretty good every single week. And now it doesn't take very long to get into shape. So basically, I got that box scraper. So instead of first thing I did have to use the front blade to kind of peel up and smooth out as much as I could. But to get the track just ready, I do it the opposite way. I drop the blade back, so instead of scraping, I'm actually dragging. And then I just water the crap out of the track, and I go out there with the tractor and I drop that blade down and just drive around for like 30 or 40 minutes. And it kind of mushes all that wet mud into the track. So it creates a kind of a new surface that'll give them a lot of traction, but also it mushes that dirt into any cracks and little holes and stuff too. So
nice.
I do need to work on the track a little bit on the dirt oval side. The high side of the back straightaway is a little bumpy, so I'm gonna try to fix that before the next round for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fine. There wasn't any big holes or anything like that anywhere. And Kind of the same deal. I'm thinking about getting a tiller, like a hand tiller.
Oh, like a rototiller?
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
because then I can work on little stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and try to smooth out and do that with little stuff. But it has to be like a self-propelled one, because I've had hand tillers before that just like shake the crap out of you.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they're better than they used to be.
I hope so. But real quick, we'll just go over these results real fast. Plexspec A main, there was 3 of them, and Avery Zelazny. So that's a mouthful. But got the win. Ashley Hagen and Ellie Hart in Plexspec. There's 3 of them. Street stock slash. So these are slashes with these massive, like street stock bodies on them. Have you seen that?
I remember Mud Boss, but
No, they're not. They're not mud bosses. They're a street stock slash. So they have these. They look like fifth scales. They have these giant, almost like drag car bodies on them.
right.
Size, drag car size.
Uh-huh.
But Jimmy Keenan was the winner. Derek Sprague was second. Jeff Tadlock, Adam Hagen, Shane Nielsen, Pete Trimble, and Todd Claywell. Full disclosure, I'm like slurring my speech like that kid on Stranger Things today.
Why?
I burnt my mouth on pizza last night.
Oh.
So
Homemade?
I've been Totino's,
Oh, nice.
but
Homemade.
but I've been talking really weird this whole show because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys could tell or not out there. Leave a comment if you could tell. I'm trying not to talk a certain way, but I can't help it. It's that.
I didn't notice.
Okay, that's good. Mud Boss. So these are Mud Bosses. So I believe these are like stock SET with
Mhm.
like the late model bodies on them. Trevor took the win. Zelazny. His dad was second, Chris. Then Jeff Tadlock, John Kilpatrick, Dale Osham, Bella Larson, Nancy Zelazny, Casey McAtee, and Caleb Woodward. And then you had go all the way up here. So 410 sprints. So the faster sprint cars. Once again, Craig Moline, kind of as usual, taking the win. Phil Beardshire from the 6 to the 2. And then Gooch from the 7 to the 3. And then Mike. God damn it. I do this every year. It's Ninja, but I know it's his name. Whatever. From the 8 to the 4. There's a whole bunch of guys that were 6, 7, and 8 that ended up 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Ferguson was 5th. David Bradford was 6th. Rod Johnson, and then Keegan Johnson was 8th. And then they had short course modified. So these were the faster ones. Jimmy Keenan, David Bradford, Keegan Johnson were your top 3. Steve Flanagan, Brian Hart, Greg Hart, Shane Nielsen, and then Tom Baker was there running Dirt Oval.
Nice.
Late models, Craig Moline with the win. Craig Ferguson was 2nd. They finished, that's pretty cool. They finished 0.177 apart. So super close finish. David Bradford was 3rd. Derek Sprague, Frank Elder, and Todd Claywell. I still have a late model body. Hang on a second. So I've had this late model body since the Dirt Oval was in the middle of the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I had an Intimidator, Custom Works Intimidator, and I had intended on putting this body on it, but then I don't think it was mine. I think I was borrowing it. I might have been borrowing it from Carrie.
Oh yeah.
I think that's who I was borrowing it from was Carrie.
Krimke?
Anyways, Kremke, yeah. Pretty sure that's what was going on, and he needed it back for something. So I never was able to actually put this body on my late model.
Oh. Wow.
But look at that thing.
Thing looks really nice.
Dude, I've never even cut it out.
Mm-hmm. It's brand new.
Yeah. So that's back when I was sponsored by TLR, and I was going to run late model. So if I ever get a chance to run late model, I actually have a body made for it. I don't have to pay Kenny to paint me another body.
Nice.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, late models are badass looking.
Yeah. If you're into that kind of thing.
Street stock. So you know what I was thinking about doing?
No.
I was thinking about taking my RB10 and turning it into a street stock.
Be slow.
Yeah,
It'd be a way to repurpose that car though.
that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all an SR10 is. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it actually is. But are the other guys running street stock going to have a laydown transmission?
Not most of them, no.
Oh, does it have to be rear motor?
No, it doesn't. But most of the cars that I've seen out there are either actual SR10s or like B4s.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
then hell yeah.
Hardly ever do you see a newer model car on a street stock.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm
Well,
not saying it hasn't. Even Gooch was saying how he was going to take his extra Losi that he has, and he was going to turn it into a street stock
That'll be cool.
because McAllister makes a body mod for it or something.
I still have a double X around here somewhere with a street stock body on it.
Really?
Yeah.
You been holding out on me or what?
I forgot about it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Tim gave it to me a long time ago. But yeah, it's a street stock. I could probably find it. It's around here somewhere.
let's see. Where is my? See, I'm really annoyed now, so I'm trying to look up my. I have such a hard time with names if I don't see people all the time.
I do too.
And then I feel like a butthole for not remembering their name.
Mm-hmm.
That it like bothers me. And then I'm sure it bothers other people too, because like even at my reunion that I had a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
I did so many. Hey guys,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey there, old brown shoes. You know.
Yeah, how's it going? Street stock was Ninja with the win from the 7. Trevor Zelazny for the 2. Steve Flanagan was 3rd. Chris Zelazny, Mike Soltow was 5th. Adam Hagen, Shane Nielsen, and then Logan Geiger was 8th. And then finally 360 Sprint, which I'm sure was probably the biggest class if it's anything like it has been the last couple of years. That's 13.5. Chip Lawrence got the win. Really good run there for Chip. Darren Ryder was 2nd. Craig Ferguson, Trevor Zelazny, Brian Keever, Jimmy Keenan, Jim Harden, and Brian Morey was 8th. So, you know, I actually think street stock was the biggest class this year so far.
Oh, I bet.
Street stock had a C main.
It's the easiest to get into.
Yeah, just body mounts and a cool body. J Concepts makes 2 late model bodies.
Yeah.
Not late model, street stock bodies.
Mm-hmm.
That's racing for a weekend. I mean, that's one of the more successful weekends that we've had at the Hobbyplex since the summer series.
Mm-hmm.
Over a month ago. So carpet's been really good. We've been rocking and rolling with carpet off-road. The Friday nights look like they're going to pick up now. So we're kind of back in business. Fall is officially here. So
Mm-hmm.
do you want to do we'll let Richard do the pivot break and then we'll get through the comments. You guys post some questions and comments and stuff in the comment section. We're going to get to it here in a minute since we're going to be done kind of early tonight, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know, I didn't even do the intro,
We didn't?
the pivot landing group.
We'll get it in editing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay, pivot break?
Yeah, pivot break.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
This is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group. Today we have Brian Tataviano, who is the CEO and owner of Pivot Lending Group. Brian, thanks for joining.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
For the listeners, the 5 C's of lending: credit capacity, capital, conditions, and character. So those are kind of the 5 blended. But Brian and I work with a lot of financial institutions, whether it's credit unions or community banks, that do a lot of character lending. As things change and pivot in the near future, I think there's opportunities for people that are listening that you may see something on TV or on the radio or on a podcast or something like that says, hey, we're XYZ mortgage company from all across the United States, call us, boom, boom, boom. But I think if you're in one of those situations, before you start to look at maybe programs that are coming up to help put you in a position to purchase the home, that you maybe reach out to your financial institution, if it's a community bank or a credit union, because there is a lot of character lending that still hangs with those people, goes a long way. I mean, we do a lot of originating for credit unions and community banks. We always have. And I'm hoping that the credit unions that still have the spirit of the credit union, there are some credit unions that are larger than most banks that I know. But some of the smaller credit unions that are the epitome of that spirit are there to help.
Well, credit unions never engaged in subprime lending as defined by the industry. They never did it. What they did was common sense loans. If they had been a member for 20 years and they got a divorce and their credit score went down, they would still look at a loan, a car loan, an equity loan, whatever it was, because they had the relationship. And that character piece, albeit subjective, it's a big part.
Yeah.
It's a big part of how credit unions and community banks, for that matter, how they lend. It's about the relationship. It's about working both sides of the balance sheet, which is assets and liabilities, which is the complete reverse for the financial institution. Your asset is their liability and your liability is their asset. So if you can swing, if you're comfortable with the payment, buy a house. Because long term, it doesn't matter what today does. It doesn't matter what rates are at today. You can refinance very easily from a 30-year to a 30-year. Equity prices, historically speaking, take all the noise out, trend upward. May not be 18% per year, but it will increase as far as value is concerned over a long period of time. One of the best forms of creating wealth is buy-in through the equity in your home. I don't suggest that you go out and you buy a ton of investment properties, but a primary residence is yours. It's a good way to be able to justify. And I know that's easier said than done, but to Dave's point, as the market cools on the real estate side, 3% down, 5% down mortgages will be looked at again. You won't have to go in as a cash buyer. You can go in with lower down payment. But over the grand 10, 15, 20-year period of time, owning a home is a phenomenal investment.
Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Did you see that new body for the sledgehammer from J Concepts?
I think so.
It's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah, it looked nice.
It's got that big thing on the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely going to get those in.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
And then Furatech had some 24 scale monster truck conversions for the SCX24. And I think FMS just came out with like a full kit.
Yeah.
That could be fun. You don't need a lot of room for that sort of thing. You could have like a monster truck competition with those.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be perfect for our La Vista store.
Yeah.
So, especially with all the stuff we're going to be doing here soon.
Yeah, no, I think monster truck is probably a class that you could have at a lot of smaller hobby shops. Like,
Right.
honestly, it would be almost better to do that for entry level people rather than like 18 scale racing. Like, because the thing is like you don't have it take less time to do a monster truck race or event, and you set up just a big like area. You don't have to buy a track or build a track or whatever. You could just do it with PVC on the polished concrete floor or whatever you got.
Yeah.
And the races are only like what 10 seconds sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
you're racing monster trucks.
It's just
So
like a back and forth.
yeah. So it's like the races are shorter. You don't have to worry about having places for people to charge because they can run their truck all day on one charge.
Yeah.
And um, it's like the racing isn't like it's more skill set because it's so short, but it's like it's not a skill set like a long run.
The the fun thing that when we were doing monster truck racing, the one of the best parts about it was it's not like subjective at all.
Yeah.
Like it's a drag race. It's whoever crosses the line first.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or if you go outside of the boundary, oh, yep, you're done. Move on to the next one.
Yeah. It's more clear cut and defined.
Yeah.
The I think that like with monster truck racing, it's cool because you can just kind of do it anywhere. But
Yeah.
which is like kind of a good thing and a bad thing for a hobby shop. But it's kind of like you have to have a reason for them to come to your track. But I don't know. I would like to see like hobby towns push that over 18 skill racing.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something I'd like to have us do again is monster truck racing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe these new 24 skill ones is a way to open that door again.
Yeah.
The only thing is I already do too much, so I'd have to find somebody else to run it.
Yeah. Right.
That's the only part of it. But I still would like to participate.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the hard part.
Well, Cameron was kind of running the what was it, the Rocket League deal? Like maybe Cameron would run the monster
Yeah,
truck.
well, and then Cameron's got the Mini Z track set up at La Vista now.
Oh,
And,
really?
yeah, we've got transponders, and we're pretty much ready to go with Mini Z racing here at some point.
So what's the transponder for a Mini Z look like?
It's from Kyosho, and it's a tiny little thing and it plugs in.
Is it the same as the D Nano?
Ooh, I don't know. I guess I'd have to see what those look like too. I didn't get a good look at them. I ordered them, and then he took them right away. So
the D Nano had them built in. On the
oh
bottom.
no, they're not built in. They're a separate thing.
Oh.
They probably have a spot for them, I guess. I don't know. I guess I'd have to look at them.
Yeah. I was just kind of wondering if you could run a D Nano on that tracker. Do they even still make that car?
Mm-mm.
No. No, never mind.
Mm-mm. Are you talking about the ones that Kyosho had, and it was like a Hobbytown Kyosho?
It was supposed
thing?
to be a Hobbytown exclusive in the United States.
Yeah.
And the only place that you could race them was at Hobbytown. And Hobbytowns could only buy the tracks. And then
Yeah.
Kyosho just started selling them to people.
Yeah. I remember racing Joel Johnson at the convention.
I raced Joel Johnson with my own D Nano. I brought
man.
my own personal D Nano to the track to race him, or to convention. It was pretty cool.
Do you ever think that like Gil Ossie Jr. and Joel Johnson and guys like Mark Pavidis and Rick Howard, do you think they ever get tired of 40-year-old dudes like me going like, oh, 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 oh,
No, it's probably what they live. It's probably what they live for. It's like they're like on their way into the track, and they're like, hopefully some 40-year-old guy notices me.
oh, Jenny.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways,
I hope I get to sign an autograph today for some nice young man. I don't know. They probably don't care. They probably don't they don't give a hoot at all.
I know. Let's get to the comments real quick.
Okay.
John Haas was on here early. Steve RC, Peter, Renault, of course. He wants to know best soldering temperature.
All the way up.
Yeah, I put mine all the way up. I don't even look at the temperature. I just take that community one that Tim's got downstairs and I crank it all the way up.
Yeah, I just turn mine all the way up to hotness, and then The thing is, okay, so here's the deal with soldering. You don't want to have an iron that's too cold, because if you have a cold iron, or you're like, oh, okay, 550 degrees or something like that, um, you end up flooding what you're soldering with heat, because the heat, to get it hot enough for the solder to flow, you end up heat soaking everything to where it gets to that point. If you get it like really hot really quick and take it off, it stays in that one spot and you don't wick
Right.
heat into everything else.
Yeah.
So
It's got to
that's
be.
yeah.
It's
And
got to be hot. It's got to be quick.
so the reason why you do that is because we're using like flux core solder, and you don't want the flux to run into the wire and get hard. Like like these wires on my two wheel, like you can see it, they move all the way up they wiggle all the way up to here. If you had that stiff, you run the risk of it breaking off inside. You know what I mean?
Mine's done right.
Yeah. That's kind of that's kind of the thing that you're looking for there.
Yeah.
You want it to be hot to where it wicks it real quick, and then you can take it off. You don't want it to just stay on there like, okay, now it's done. Takes forever.
Yeah. When we were doing our own batteries, I mean, the speed was of the essence. Like you had to get that solder on there, flood it with solder, make sure it covers it, but then you had to get that solder iron off of it really quick so you wouldn't ruin the batteries.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was a speed was of the essence.
Mm-hmm.
Steve RC says if Alex, his son, gets better in a couple classes, they want to go somewhere next year.
Nice.
Yeah, traveling's fun, dude. It's an eye opener sometimes. Especially early.
It's how you get better.
Yeah. Peter says there's one good day left tomorrow for RC, and so I really want to put my new 6.5 in. They changed. I changed back to the metal gears, and topped up the shocks yesterday. I yesterday it was 80 degrees here. I rode my scooter to work, even though it was super duper windy.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of, I don't know. It's weird. It's almost September. It's almost November, and we've only had one really cold night so far.
Yeah.
But I feel like it gets like at some point in November it's going to be almost 0 degrees like it was last year.
Right.
And it's only a month away. Actually, it's only like a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's not the first Techno Series race. That'd
Yeah.
be super lame.
Yeah, that would be. It'd be nice to have a few good ones before it gets bitter cold, like in January and February rounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Though, one good thing about this year is we're not having INS in February. Like, literally the coldest it could be.
Yeah. We are having it in July again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In fact, I haven't emailed him back, but I did get. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this or not, but whatever. I guess they can yell at me or something. But it looks like July 7th through the 9th for
Nice.
next year.
Okay.
So basically the same date. So that means that the summer series will be 5 rounds again
Mm-hmm.
instead of 6.
That's good.
okay, though.
I like the short.
That's fine.
I like the shorter summer series with the big race in the middle, because then it's like you're getting ready for the big race.
Yeah.
And we have
The
people
first couple
come
rounds
in.
are prep and big, and it feels even bigger.
Yep.
And then after the big race, it's kind of like it's just us from that point on.
Mm-hmm.
Steve says that my wife was live on the podcast, like on the speakerphone on Saturday. Yeah, I put Gretchen got me food, and she didn't have to do that, and I was really hungry because last week I kind of freaked out. I knew we didn't have a podcast, so I didn't really get to talk about it. We didn't have a podcast, did we?
Nope, sure didn't.
Okay, so last week I had a really bad main, and I was really upset about it, and I broke my car, and then I was like pissed off.
Broke
all
your
night.
like on purpose? You broke your car again?
Yeah.
Like one of those? Alex.
Yeah.
Stoigen.
I know.
What are you
it's
doing with
bad.
your life?
Here's my theory, okay? Because I've generally been a pretty happy person lately.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't eat anything all day.
Oh.
So I ate a Casey's breakfast sandwich at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and then I didn't eat anything at all until I got home.
Hmm.
And then it was hot down there. Like
Yeah.
the heat came on in the morning because it was cold. The heat came on, but then it never turned off. So it was hot. So I think a combination of having a bad race, having it be really hot, and then having me like super low in blood sugar or something just turned me into my 1998 self where I kind of flipped out.
Yeah. Just kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I've been a chassis though.
That's how you bent your chassis? That's how you wanted a new chassis for me, is because you destroyed yours?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
I thought it was like
It-
a racing deal, not a.
I mean,
I destroyed my car because I didn't eat situation.
it kind of was though, because I was drag racing uh Caden Berardine to the line,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because I was in third. And then on the last lap I screwed it up and Alex Vanderbeek and Caden got around me, and then I was right beside Caden and we drag raced to the line, but I never let off.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
you
I
can't let
just
off.
I just went straight into the wall at the end of the straightaway. But it was kind of a on purpose whack bam, and then I went and picked up my car and it was in pieces, and then I looked at it and went, "Oh no, did I bend my chassis?" And then I looked at it and my chassis was bent.
I had a really good car one time, like it was when we were still running slicks on carpet, and
Yeah.
I was like driving it. It's like, man, this thing is so good. And I let somebody else drive it, and they like ran it like right into like one of the discs, and just destroyed my car. Like it was an accident, but they
Oh, I
did.
remember that.
And I was like,
It was your car was never the same.
no, I could never get it to work that good again. I don't.
Yeah.
I changed everything on it, and it just never worked right.
You know what's crazy is this layout of ours seemed vaguely familiar,
Mm-hmm.
and so I went back and I watched some of Rod Case racing videos
Yeah.
from like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this track layout that we have now, minus, I mean, some of the jumps are in different spots, obviously, but the actual track layout itself is almost identical.
Ooh.
Which I don't like doing. I want to have different stuff all the time, but it's honestly pretty difficult on carpet because you have to take into account the fun factor. Like if it's too tight, it's not fun. So we changed the track. Well, you and I changed the track Friday night a little bit
Yeah.
because it wasn't going to be fun.
We got it to where you could actually pass somebody and
Yeah.
drive a little bit and not.
Yeah.
Well, like, because there's that section where I drove Emerson's car, and it was like your eyeball would like follow the pipe, thinking you'd keep going straight, like almost to the straightaway. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, this just isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
But
So we changed that and made it better. And then you know what turned out really good on carpet this week was the whoops.
mm-hmm.
Dude, those whoops are dialed. They're super fun, and they're not stupid. You know how the white stuff sometimes can be.
The carpet tiles.
Yeah, the carpet tile whoops worked great. Remember the white roof tile stuff, the white washboards.
Yep.
I mean, those are cool, but sometimes they can be kind of stupid.
With the 18 scale cars, you could like slam into those things and jump your car over them.
Yeah, you can. But what we put down though was super fun.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to do that a few more times this year for sure.
yeah, I liked that more than the regular washboard corrugated plastic
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
Definitely, and it's quieter.
Yeah.
They're pretty loud.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or you don't hit it and goes. Krrr.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, back to the comments. John says Will is the master of truck.
I tried it.
I think Brennan Schemmel said that his last stock race would be the Florida Champs on carpet in a couple weeks.
Nice.
And that he plans on running mod all next year.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 10 BL120 do blinky mode?
I don't know
Is
what
that
speed control that
is that a hobby wing? I don't think. I don't know.
What's it called? A 10 BLM?
A 10 BL 120 do blinky mode.
Oh.
There is a hobby wing speed controller that's 120 amp that does not. It's the red quick run.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that those don't do blinky. So one thing I remember hearing since the first night there in driver's meeting is what marshalling is and how to. I think it would help with new people. Sit on buckets and don't run your gas upside down. Yeah, I had a couple of people come up to me after the races say that I need to mention to stay off the throttle when you're getting marshaled. Especially,
So-
I mean, it wasn't even a nitro night, and the guys were doing that. So
There was this one time I got Ronnie Wint really bad. So there was another blue and yellow car out there. He flipped one over, and I was watching the wrong car, and he was holding mine, and I pulled. Remember that? And I pulled the throttle, and he had his finger in my drivetrain. I was
yeah,
watching the wrong car. God, I still feel terrible about that. But yeah, so the lesson is that somebody can get hurt if you pull throttle while they're marshaling your car.
right.
So
Robert Martin says get some Red Cat lowriders in the store. So we did have Red Cat lowriders in the store, and the last batch that we got from them, like the bodies were scratched up, and every single person who bought one was pissed at us, even though it wasn't our fault, and even though they got replaced by Red Cat, we just kind of said, yeah, maybe we'll hold off on these for now. So I would say that if you want one, we can definitely special order you one, but it's probably not going to be something that we're going to bring in the store because they do take up a lot of space too. The boxes are like this big. Well, my hands are out of frame. I mean, the boxes are pretty big, so
yeah.
I think that's something that we can special order for you. To be honest with you, you're the first one that's even mentioned them in a long time. So, Jumpin' Pix is on here. Have I gotten my Nissan crawler body yet? I have not, but I plan on getting one soon. The crappy thing is I'm always torn about bodies because I'm sponsored by J Concepts. That's the only sponsor I have nowadays, right?
Mhm.
And I've done that on purpose because I want to be able to drive what I want when I want. I want to be able to run whatever electronics I want when I want. But Jason Rona is pretty good, and crew and Allison and them. They're really good to the store. They've been huge supporters of the Hobbyplex since like 2009. So I get a little leery about buying other brand bodies because of that. So if I do get one, because I have a Nissan, I've always wanted it. I mean, I love my Nissan King Cab up there. You guys can't see it, but I got my Nissan painted comp crawler back here. I mean, that's always been a thing of mine ever since I was a kid. So I will have one. I just I got to watch how I I'm not going to throw it on Instagram and hashtag it Proline. You know?
Right. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that either.
Yeah. Joel Dennis Machado, I believe, is from Brazil. That's pretty awesome. Cody Mosier says sounds like Will should do some carpet.
I should. I have a carpet car in my cart right now, but I don't want to race carpet until after INS.
Okay, I can see that. I think practice is practice though at the same time.
I don't think it is though. I think that the grip level and the 1-to-1, like the steering direction and everything, the way the jumps are made is totally different compared to carpet and dirt. Me personally. So if I'm getting ready for a dirt race, I'm gonna race on dirt.
Okay.
But I don't know. I may just order the car and have it and just go up there and do both nights. I don't know.
I feel like the intensity of the racing, for instance, like for Emerson, I think it's going to be something that's really good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because expert stock has been pretty competitive.
Sure. I mean, it's all what you take from it, right?
Yeah. John Haas says that 17.5 B main was such good fun. Cody, good racing. John Haas was in the B main with Cody Mosier. Peter says he's wearing his Hobbyplex shirt. That's pretty awesome. John Haas says that they raced 4 out of the 7 days last week. That's a lot of racing. That it's pretty easy to get burned out, honestly.
Yeah.
Steve RC said his son will be doing carpet every other week. Andy couldn't believe he couldn't believe how many people were there on Sunday. I honestly, when I rolled up on my bike, the cars were coming. All the trucks and everything were filled up the parking lot to the dirt track, and then they were creeping up on the door. So I knew it was going to be a good day of oval with that. Here's a good one. Do I need to reset my throttle endpoints on my ESC after swapping a motor?
No.
I don't think you should have to, because the speed controller is doing all the work. The motor's just being told what to do. Do you think it would hurt, though? It wouldn't hurt anything just to do it anyways.
No, it wouldn't hurt anything. But the speed controller and the motor operate entirely independently. Like, they're two different entities. So, like, recalibrating your speed controller has nothing to do with how the throttle curve of the motor. So, or how much power is being applied to the motor. So, I mean, you can if you want, but it doesn't. I don't think it's going to make a difference.
It's not going to hurt anything, but you really only do that if you change radios.
You're right.
Yeah. Should I use the same pinion I had on the 13.5 for the 6.5? No, definitely
Absolutely not.
You're going to have to probably gear down about 6 teeth. About 6 or 7 teeth, maybe. So yeah, you had a 24 on the 13.5. So probably, what, 18 or 19 with a 6.5 in mod? What do you run? I haven't ran mod 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, you'd want to have like a 18 or 19 on there.
Yeah. Justin Baker wants to know, how often do you replace off-road carpet tires? Been thinking about trying carpet racing.
Every week.
No. So
for mod, yeah.
So well, maybe. It depends on what tire.
I don't. Twin pins is the last. Twin pins and swaggers is the last.
Carpet
tire.
Okay, so if you're running mod twin pins, definitely every week. If you're running stock, it won't be that much. Maybe every other week. But fuzz bites, you can run those for long. You can actually run those way longer than any other tire that I've ever ran on carpets so far. And the thing is like I want to reach up and grab my carpet card, but the resolution's so bad it's not going to do anybody any good. The pins last longer with fuzz bites, just from a J Concepts perspective. Okay, the fuzz bites. Let's see, what did I do? So I had a brand new set of fuzz bites last week. I ran them in practice. I ran the last qualifier and I ran the main with them on. I ran my first qualifier with my really old set of fuzz bites with sauce. So basically at our track, once they get worn down enough, you start saucing them, they'll perk back up and you'll have pretty close to the same lap times. This week I ran, again, that same old set for the second qualifier and went just as fast as my first qualifier. And then I ran my new set on my first qualifier, and the pins still have the actual like pin to them. So I don't know. It depends on how you drive too, but I would say you can at least get a couple weeks now out of fuzz bites and mod. If you're running stock, it's even longer. Emerson's tires, as fast as he's been going, his tires don't look that worn out at all.
Right. Well, with sauce and all.
And he's not saucing them either.
Oh, he isn't?
No, not until, like I told him not to sauce them until they get worn down. So I think it just depends on the class you're running and how hard you drive too. I think that has a little bit to do with it. And the tire. Like I know twin pins wear out pretty quick because the spacing on them is different. The type of pin is different. And when they get worn down to a certain point, there's no saving them. even with tire sauce, you're still losing, a couple tenths here and there. But I think Fuzz Bites are way better tire, and I think they last longer too. I think that's why they're more popular than everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion so far. So I've been rotating tires. So like I said, I ran my last week. I ran my older tires that I had last year in all day practice, and then in my first qualifier, and I put on my new set for second and third. Then I did the same thing. I ran my new set in the first qualifier, ran my old set in the second qualifier, and then I ran my new set again in the main. And I still think I can get another full race day out of them. So
That'd be cool.
In fact, my fronts are wearing down. Well, so I've had one set of fronts for 2 sets of rears.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a lot of laps because that first Friday, we got the track done really early.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was practicing a lot that day. So,
Oh, I believe it. First day, that's going to wear the tires out the most because there's the least amount of grip.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, the quick run 10 BL 120 ESC, Nick Nuthouse confirmed it, is not a Blinky ESC. We actually found that out. We were selling those because they were cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of people had them, and they weren't on the accepted list like the Roar list because they don't have a Blinky mode. So they do have a little bit of built-in timing.
Really?
Yeah. We're getting to the end here, so Steve RC said I should do a video about Mini Z racing. I will eventually. It's at the La Vista store, so I don't get down there very much. Ben Humphrey wants to know when the INS vlog is coming out. I haven't even started on it. That's that's the honest to God truth, and it sucks because it's just bad timing. So we came back, and immediately we had our first carpet race and the enduro. So I had to get everything ready for that, and then this week, I had to build that dirt track, and it took. I mean, like I said, I did almost 70 hours last week.
Mm-hmm.
At the store, so I just haven't had time to really look at it yet. But I think the adrenaline one, I think I got it edited and I released it in June. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to get it. I want to get it done. I was thinking about this the other night. I want to get it done before we go to the next one because I need all the memory cards to be free.
Oh yeah, I forgot it. So you have like a whole bunch of memory cards, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of footage that I'm going to have to kind of organize and filter through and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's it. That's all we got.
Okay.
So first day, first podcast in a while from the remote. I will be here Wednesday for an after hours. I got some work to do on a couple things to do, so hopefully I actually can complete it. We don't always get stuff done on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
A lot of times I realize I didn't get something from the store that I needed, like a screw or a bearing or something dumb like that.
It's always like the smallest, like 50-cent part or something.
Yeah. Like last week it was wire. I need to rewire my speed controller so that I can have the wires long enough to get to the car in the 13.5 car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have any wire anywhere.
How do you not have wire?
I never need wire. What do I need wire for?
I don't know. Are you gonna use is that Emerson? Who wire?
Yeah, that's Emerson.
Are you gonna use
What I got?
Are you gonna use 13 gauge wire or 12 gauge wire?
Usually it's 13.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah,
it's
right.
like a little bit more flexible.
Yeah. At one time in mod, we were using 14 gauge wire to make the motor smoother.
Hmm.
But I know there was a guy at our track that used to run 10 gauge wire in stock, and it gave him more power.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've thought about doing it in truck, just to try
Yeah.
it.
Emerson just bought a tiny whoop for some reason.
Oh, really? Which
It's
one
like
is that? Looks
uh
like an Inductrix.
hobby model.
Model Hobby
It's
King
supposed to be a really
RC.
good drone from the drone guy said it's supposed to be a really good drone.
Who's the drone guy?
I don't know, but it's like Emerson's transported himself back a couple years, like 3 years ago when this was the thing.
What radio do you use with that?
My DX5 or my
Oh,
DX6. Sorry.
it'll work with Spectrum?
Yeah.
Is that a Horizon product?
No.
How does that work with Spectrum if it's not a Horizon product?
You can most of the tiny whoop. I can't remember. Yeah, most of them were on. You could either get them in FR Sky or Spectrum.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yep.
much was that bad boy?
I don't know, and he just took off, so I don't know.
Did you get it from the Plex?
I think he bought it from Cameron. I think Cameron had a whole bunch of these. So
Just in the back of his truck or what? Just selling out
Maybe.
of the trunk of his car?
I guess so. If it's anything like last time, he's just gonna take the.
No, I'm not gonna.
He's gonna take the camera out and
I want to actually use it.
I don't know. do
Emerson, how
something
much
with it.
was that?
He can't hear you. How
Ask
much did you
him.
pay for that?
$50.
Oh, $50? Okay.
50 bones. That's not bad.
$50. Yeah, that's $50 he could given to me for the flight that he's going to Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, or
You
buy
know that
tires.
means, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, or buy tires.
Yeah. Or buy tires, exactly.
Save your money and buy tires. Are you guys like vacuuming or what?
No, my air just kicked on. See, this is why I don't like doing it from home, because the air just kicked on and now everybody can hear it.
I always have to turn off my air conditioner.
I always turn it off too, and then I forget to turn it on, and then Gretchen gets really mad at me.
Oh,
Every
that's fine.
time.
Yeah.
Every time. All right, this show brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Make sure you mention our show to Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad, and get yourself 0.125 off your interest rate or a $50 credit. Usually you put that towards your closing costs or like your home inspection, something like that. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to go. We're out of here.
All right. Sounds
All
good.
right. Okay.
All right, cool. Well,
Yep.
I'll talk to you later. I'll probably see you on Friday.
Okay. Sounds great.
Are you
Should
going
be
to have
fun.
a two-wheel ready?
I'm going to try. I'm going to see. The truck's supposed to get here tomorrow. When I get it, I'm going to try to rearrange some of our electronics and make it so I can run mod again with everything. So,
Carpet truck.
so
I want to run carpet truck.
Oh, a
Yeah,
carpet
maybe.
truck.
well, we're going to have two trucks. One for me,
Oh.
one for him.
Yeah.
I was thinking about running a stadium truck too.
On carpet
need
or
the
dirt?
points.
Do it.
Doit?
I need the points.
Do it.
Yeah, I'd run it on Doit.
Do it. We'll see. Anyways.
All right,
Bye.
see you guys.